Project R33. Now, this car has already been on YouTube. It's been on my other channel before, but it's not been on this channel. And in all fairness, the story about this car spans over so many years. I thought it would be a great injustice if I bring this car onto the channel without properly going through everything that we've been through with this car. And I thought about it, and I could go about two ways. I could either make a short video just chopping through everything, or I can dedicate a full timeline to the car. This was a long edit and it's a long video, but if you're into Skylines, if you're into GTRs, this is definitely going to be one you're going to want to see from beginning to end. Now, the story with Project R33, well, it started back in 2016. You know, Mighty Car Mods actually in their recent R32 GTR build talked about how their one is taking so many years. Wow. You want to see the real cut of how brutal doing a full restoration is? Enjoy the video. Join me back in time, back when we first picked up the R33 GTR. So the guy that built the car actually built it from a bare shell, which goes to show what the car was brought down to and then built back up from, only to be brought down again and built back up from. But the original guy that done it, he did so many shortcuts, so many random things were done that you're just going to experience with us throughout this video. Unfortunately, with the way the car was built from a bare shell, it wasn't done properly, and actually on the way home my brother had issues with the car and he limped it back home, and pretty much a couple of weeks later we knew we were going to have to strip this car apart in some way, shape or form to get some of these issues sorted.
But yeah.
Are we cuddling right now?
It looks kind of a bit like that.
Look at these two. One's helping the other one. This is the fun parts of working on a car. So everyone, now we're actually going to look at removing off the subframe. So making sure we've got all the right bolts in case we need anything in an emergency.
I can see it.
My side doesn't feel like it's dropping at all.
It did. It did.
Bam.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's up on this side.
You crazy bro. So nothing's connected to it, yeah?
There it comes.
Let's bring this over here. There's a prop over there. Ready to come out, so I'll start working on the BMW. You having fun? Okay, it's getting lowered. Jags, you want to try taking out the strap?
Bottom one is, the top one isn't.
Oh, hold on, the wood's moving. Oh, well that's weird. The driveway looks now. We brought it out to try and get the fuel. Yeah, there we go. So that's basically the problem. So, relieve it of duty. You happy? It was hooked into the plastic, so whenever we tried to remove it, look at how much damage it's got on it. The old dirty one. Oop, my bad, I got a flash on. So we've got a friend come over now. It's genuine UK spec R33. This is going to be an R33 GTR being turned on without any exhaust on. In fact, where does it come off from the car?
Downpipe.
From a downpipe, it's even better. So this is going to sound good. Yes! This car's got a lot of work done to it. But are you happy, yeah?
Very happy, thank you for helping.
So good. Back onto working on the 33. Nilesh has also joined us. So he's under there somewhere. But yeah, what parts are you fitting on now? The downpipe is going on. Is the rest of the car been done now? basically it's just the exhaust that's left.
Yeah.
So people, got some dirt on me. Nilesh is currently fitting in the front driver's seat only. It still needs to get cleaned up, but we basically have given up on the downpipe because one of the bolts we need to change. The previous owner basically did some dodgy thing to it and we can't fix it. So my brother and Jags are now fitting on the mid pipe and then on the back box, and we're going to take the car to MGT most likely to get the car downpipe thing fixed there. Both 34s there, whoosh, 33 there, 35 over there, and the E30 is hidden right there. You good on this side? Yep, you're good. So this is one of the local guys, his GTR.
That's gonna be me face to face just right there. Right? Basically, it's
You guys can tell how nice this car looks, but it is breathtaking in person.
no, you should just car as well. Yeah?
This is the mechanic doing his work.
They've held up well.
It's all good. I love this car. My brother's getting his car checked out. It's alive! Oh, and I forgot how heavy the clutches are on these. Get a look of some of the weaker points of the car right now. While it's going to get all the work done, it's kind of going to show a good difference for the before and after footage for how the car's been basically restored. So it is going to literally be insane. It's going to be gone for about a year. We're going to keep checking up on it every so often, but while everything's open, might as well start off at the back. You're going to notice this bucket. This bucket is here because there is a water leak that happens from around somewhere up here. Like around here. I think it's from this gasket being not that great. So you can kind of see there's some rust spots here as well. That basically causes some water to come through, which there's a little bit of water in there already. There's a couple of bits and pieces already in the boot right now. That's all basically going to go with the car. It's all extra bits and pieces for stuff that has been removed. In the back area, so this is pretty much how a standard-ish R33 GTR will look. While it's quiet, let's talk about the RB26 going on right here. Here is the masterpiece. So this whole area is going to be going in for a lot of work. The strut tops and everything like that, they're all going to get changed. New ones are going to get put on. Steve does some basically really good replicas. They're Nissan approved, basically, near enough. He had to make slight tweak to them to not reach patenting or copyright issues or anything like that, from what I'm aware of. So yeah, the engine bay is, my brother's got near enough new bits of everything. Everything's going to get a complete refresh. Or the plastics and everything like that, a lot of the things are going to get changed. Any form of pipe work or anything like that are all going to get changed as well. The engine is going to be, from what I'm aware of, staying stock for the time being, unless he finds anything that he's really happy with or any specific mods or anything like that. The engine's going to basically stay stock. Following around from everything else, so he is going to keep the engine, the intake and stuff like that standard for the time being. This intercooler is going to stay. There's the blow off valves just there, which look awesome, awesomely rusted. That is, you can kind of see, like, look at that bolt just there, you can kind of see it. That's completely rusted through, so there's loads of little bits and pieces that are going to need to get done to the car. This little part here as well, look at the dent going on. New stickers, I think, are also going to be going in place. So as we can look around everywhere here, have a look underneath the car, everything there is going to basically be stripped and reworked and everything. My brother's got some new brakes coming on. I'm not going to disclose what they are just yet, but they are going to be wicked. The car's completely filtered right now because it was raining outside. Also has some new suspension. At the moment, these are standard shocks and springs, but he has some new suspension to go on the car. Let's jump inside. So this is all going to basically be getting a full restoration in here. I'm not gonna exactly state what is gonna happen, but it is not gonna be looking like this. My brother's got so many extra little bits and pieces to go into this car. Not all of them are modifications. A lot of them are actually brand new parts, new plastics. So yeah, that's the interior right now. Look at the amount of extra bolts he's got going on there. As you can see, there's the underneath of the car.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
A fair bit of rust here and there. It's not been undersealed or anything like that, but it will get a lot of that done. My brother's got new seals actually to go on the car. In this area, it's all going to be modified. Actually, I'm just joking. That's going to stay stock. So yeah, I think that just about wraps up this video right now. That was a quick overview of the R33. So we've got Steve turned up, ready to take the R33. I'm not using the gimbal right now, so it is going to bounce around a bit more. Proper nice weather today. Lock in traffic. So excited over a brand new seal. There is my old car.
Really,
Yeah,
even the floor.
I can actually tell from
You can
looking at
literally
that.
Can you see now
Yeah,
how
I
far
can actually
up
see how.
the floor is? Because these should
Wow.
be proud.
Yeah.
They should be. One does that, like that, and yours are both sitting like this.
Yeah.
Right, that is actually going to be quite a bit of a jig job to pull
Yeah.
down. That one's in the price, mate. That's fine.
Okay.
Because how I see it, instead of numptying around doing areas, cut the floor, seal, and remove.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes doing things like
I
that.
love how much you have to bend over to go under, stand underneath
Yeah,
this
you're
car.
right.
Yeah, I'm like, ah, well, this is.
stand underneath you.
And sometimes it's easier to do the lot than smart repairs. The rear quarter work though will be additional.
Yeah. No.
But what I do is I look after them.
Yeah. No, I knew that would be a little bit extra anyway.
Look, that's
That's
the.
them there. You see what I mean?
That's the clip.
Right, this is what Paul Cheshire is after. They're like rocking all shit.
Yes.
They all look like that.
Yep.
I might have one that's immaculate.
Okay.
I've got one.
If it's
just
available.
Just sorted one for Mans, I'll sort one for you. If it's for my resto car, I'll sort you one out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because hang on. You want to see what one looks like when they've been blasted and comes up and carries?
I saw one on the side over there, but I think it looks like it's a good condition one.
From the way you laughed about it, I don't think it's in good condition. Like,
That's what happens.
smoke anymore.
That's just Nissan making crap cars. Overlapping like mad.
Could you get bigger terminals fitted onto the car as well? Instead of the Japanese ones?
Yes, I've got a badass little tool that actually does the factory frames.
I wouldn't mind getting rid of this.
Cool, glad you told me because I was going to say, do you want it gone?
Yeah, sorry.
It's a good time to get rid of it,
Yeah.
basically.
If you're taking the quarter
So
out,
guys.
watch your back. Against you.
Oh my!
But what's weird, see these spot welds?
Yeah.
They're factory. Yeah. That's nasty, but luckily, because the quart's coming off, that's perfect, so I'm getting in that position.
It's every time like I looked around this car and I was like, man, it's got rusty, the rust there, the rusty here, and more the rust there, the more there.
Realised it was like a seal there.
Yeah.
So,
That's gonna be a pain.
yeah.
Unfortunately for the 83.
Well, I think pants fall down.
3.5 years ago.
It's not bad. That's the care that they give you for what you could see.
This one always made me laugh. The block of bloody wood in the car.
I'm guessing there used to be one there too.
I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah. It's like, why are you? I want to put the aircon fan in there as well. Actually, put that in maybe last.
Labels? We haven't even opened this one.
No, that is the engine.
Very late. It's actually 11 o'clock right now. It's not very late, but it's late. This is just... There are his brand new xenon headlights. That's another little bit. Kind of show you just how much detail my brother has gone into. I'm gonna kind of come over here. So these are brand new reservoir tank and things like that, but brand new stalk over here. Brake duct, I'm guessing.
Brake ducts, more rubber seals with drones.
So here we are, the van is packed. We also got the diffuser in here, exhaust downpipes and a couple of other bits from the garage. But that is it. Alright, time to pack it away, get some breakfast, and let's head out. Look how excited they are over wiring.
This is an early one.
What about the good thing?
It's the same loom, just they did a different. This is an OE one, what they call the OE. So this is what you want, OE plus.
Yeah.
Then they do the braided one.
Okay. Yeah.
So this will change colour.
This is nice.
Right, or you can have. Right, there's a little thing with this stuff. If they're already rusting out there, you can't trust it. Right, and if that's the primer that they put on the area.
In the quarter,
So guys,
watch your back. I can actually tell.
you can literally
Can you see now
Yeah,
how
I can
far
actually
up
see how.
the floor is? Because these should be proud.
Yeah.
They should be. One does that, like that, and yours both sit like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Ah, science experiment.
I want to see if it stays sealed.
Science.
Because obviously it's so rusty. I want to see how it seals up.
So you've actually had a run car like this before?
Have you not?
No, not well, I have when I'm lying on the floor. But
Yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
Very
This
different.
is how I can spot that a mile away now.
Yeah, but when you're on the floor, you get that
Yeah.
side's actually worse. The driver's is higher.
Oh yes, it is.
It's the Pro Series intercooler by Plasma Man. Carbon fiber is one of those things that it will never be portrayed over camera on how light it is. This Nismo shift knob. And when I mean brand new, like, that's the foam. Just stunning. Like, yeah, You can see them babies. My brother has gone for a twin turbo setup. In order for me to take them out, it involves me holding the pipe work and everything. It's gonna get too messy. That goes along with it. So in essence, this is gonna have the cams, both cams from both sides, HKS with the pulley running for it, and the belt running it all as well. So that's a quick look there. Over here, we've got a lot of link G4 setup, so I believe this is some part of the modules. I am 100% not taking this out any more than this. That's the HKS cam for the exhaust side. This little plaque right here, that is so sick. It is the pièce de resistance. Oh, look at that. Right, I need to move this box out of the, you know, looking at it up close and seeing all the different parts of it and stuff. It's such a unique part that, you know, it's crazy expensive for what it is. Most people would never want to spend this much on an airbox like this, especially one that looks basically stock. But going along with all the other carbon fiber elements and stuff like that my brother's looking at doing with his 33, this piece just looks really at home. He has had everything laid out from its, literally from every part of it.
That is a Mel's cam.
Yeah, basically.
I'm telling you, that was
Give me some.
it's good, isn't it? But the secret is to it though, Steve.
If Honda don't service my car, they're forecourt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. What about the roof?
Fine. Sick.
Last time you said.
Blasted. And got it marked, and marked it primed. If it come to me, I would refuse a job.
Yeah.
That will do. Right. Pinhole.
To be fair, I was rippled in a couple of places anyway. But
I asked him, I said to him, I went, see it.
Yeah.
Very coloured, all this way.
Just start that again.
Nah, don't worry. It's supposed to be authentic.
Obviously, it looks really good. But it's pretty
That part there is all concave. So hello everyone, welcome to another video with me, and yes, I am outside SR Auto Bodies. It, the rear quarter panels have been cut. This hasn't been fitted in, this is just testing out, or just leaving it there I think. The new panel here has been put in, this has been welded in, spot welded in a few places, zinc coated here. These are the new strut tops that our brother's got put on. Luckily Steve's been able to find some basically perfect ones for the car, so the engine bay is starting to look very different now. You can see here, this is like really raised up compared to what it should be. That bit should be much lower, so people that jack your skylines up in the wrong areas, well, that's the kind of damage you can cause. Just find that so weird to look at. Again, everyone's talking over there, but the newest updates right now with my brother's car is obviously the rear arches have been cut out, which you have seen so far. So that is the other one just over there. They're doing both sides. This side needed to be done definitely, but Steve was like, I'm gonna get the other side done as well, because there was a little bit of work that needed to be done there. What they're doing right now is just making sure all the rust is fixed. You can see from the way the shout is right now, there's just so much work that still needed to be done, that you probably wouldn't have been able to spot or notice without getting the car to this bare shout level as it is right now. So this is 100% a complete restoration. It's going to go well with the interior work that our brother's getting done and all those good bits and pieces. This is in my pocket, by the way, if you keep thinking, what is that thing? That is a bulge in his pocket. This is unbelievable what Steve's done here. So these are actually my brother's rear diff and drive shafts. These are actually the original ones. He's had them reconditioned. Genuinely, to say how much of this is new is going to shock you. None of this is new apart from these washers here. literally everything has been reconditioned, including the rubbers here. Look, you can still see the original markings just here. So this section just over here is all of my brother's items. So that's his engine, gearbox, a lot of his subframe and those kind of things. So I think that's his one. No, I think that one might be his one. I think that's his one. Everything has been powder coated as well. There's the new wiring and just all the other little bits and pieces. The engine has been kept completely stock, and just literally they've pulled it out and just left it here like this. It says the best way to leave it for now until it's time to do some engine work. Just leave it like that. Steve's R32 here, which is battered, but that's kind of what's cool about it.
It feels so sketchy to watch. Want to lift it up a bit more?
There we go, she's got this.
So there's the original subframe and the gearbox.
Yeah, look.
Oh, is that the...
No, that's the
oh!
Gearbox is it.
That's the unicorn, that is.
Oh.
Can't get them anymore, can you?
Oh, no, it's
Which block is it?
main one.
Oh, saucy.
25 Neo block.
Right, so we're basically at Halo Vehicle Specialist right now. We've come over here because we've had an issue with Mark, which I don't know if I've already mentioned in this video yet or not. Guy's a flop. I know a lot of people at the same time. So we've come over here and we're having a look around their facilities. This is amazing. The level of detail that they put into the work that they do here is just a, you know, they got an M4 GTS over there and a F90 M5. But this spot is crazy. It might be a little bit loud right now. I don't know what the lighting's like on me. I don't want to show off my hair anymore. But yeah, the spot is amazing. This is like the wheel area where they just focus on alloy wheel. Like this is to straighten out wheels, diamond cut. They're gonna get a powder cut. Gonna get a powder coating machine here as well. But yeah, it's where they do all the paint work for that. There's a one spray booth there. That's right.
Because it turns out she's had a massive nap, hasn't she?
Yeah, right now, all finished, all done.
We're here 400 done. I got to do 400 guys.
Hey, SR approved. Is it SR approved or SR abused?
Abused.
But back at SR Auto Bodies, it's actually quite a late time to arrive. But as you guys have seen, we're here because it's the first time I'm gonna get to see the R33. So let's go. Alright, first time seeing the car. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You haven't seen it at all.
This is literally the wow. Oh man, this colour is actually,
Now, if you stand at the front, sort of like black.
and it almost looks black. So it's like such a discreet way of being green.
It did get wet, well not wet, but when I picked it up, I had to put the trailer inside the showroom, which
You know what? It's the garbage.
Just does not come out in video. The colour on this. Everyone, back at SR, and what can I say? It's actually been a while since I've been in to see my brother's GTR. As you guys saw last time I was here, the car had just come out of the paint shop, and basically it was pretty much an empty shell. But now seeing the car, there's so much that's been done to it already. Steve's been working away with getting some of the wiring and stuff done. This car's not in a rush to get done. I know on YouTube and stuff you see a lot of people just rushing to get their builds done, and there's such a quick turnaround with them. This car's a little bit of a slower process because, you know, the way Steve's working on it, the attention to detail he's trying to put in towards everything is just, it's just taking everything to the next level. It's the best way to put it. And obviously he's a busy man. You can see all the other cars he's working on. There's so much going on over here. The 33, there's a few updates. There's a few things that my brother and Steve are trying to figure out in regards to getting the M4 DCT gearbox to work with the RB26. It's not so much as getting it to work with the actual car, but more so getting it to work with the drivetrain of the four-wheel drive and stuff. So that's kind of the next thing that they're looking at sorting out. That's kind of a bit of a hiccup. Oh man, it's so nice.
Best colour 33.
What's that?
That one.
What's that joke?
Yeah, Nissan on it. But if you pay it off, it says Nissan on it.
At the moment, the way things are going about, and it's probably going to be that the transmission tunnel, everything's going to be set up for the DCT, and then either he runs the car on rear wheel drive only, or he puts a manual gearbox in for now and then looks at putting the DCT in later on. I am in favor of putting the car into rear wheel drive only and putting the DCT in for now, and then working out what it takes to make the car four wheel drive later on. I just feel like it makes a bit more sense than having to constantly chop and change gearboxes. But you know what, Steve will know what he's doing anyway. Everyone here knows what they're doing, and my gosh, you know what, just look at the car at this point of view. It just looks beautiful. I love seeing projects like this where, you know, you can kind of just appreciate all the little attention to detail points. You know, hopefully you all know that my brother, he was so lucky and prepared that he got most of these bits brand new. So this is brand new covers, brand new washer bottle, and I think that's a coolant bottle. But yeah, these are all brand new. This is like through SR Auto Source, which are these little billet aluminium, these radiator mounts, which look really nice. The Koyo rads in. I'm waiting for my radiator to come through soon. This isn't my brother's, this is actually one of our friends, but it's in the workshop, and I think he's just put it in just for the look of things. Other cool little updates is Steve has managed to figure out how to make the stance parts, air cups work with the O-lins. So that's really, really good news. That is going to allow the car to be a lot more drivable in the UK. And if you're coming up to a bump or anything like that, it'll just allow the car to just lift up that perfect amount to get over. So you don't need to ever worry about scratching the underneath. You join me pretty much underneath my brother's R33 at the moment. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually been here. Long overdue, and unfortunately I wasn't able to come in my 32. Well, at the moment it doesn't have MOT, so I need to sort that out. But there is my brother's 33. I swear it's been a good few months since I've actually been able to see it. It's been brought up into the main kind of assembly room that Steve has over here, and wow, what can I say? It's you know what, progress on it has slightly slowed down. To be honest, today was more sort of like a catch-up day. Just, you know, kind of talking about the build, everything to do with the engine and all the other stuff going on with it all. The subframe and, you know, the front subframe, the rear subframe. One thing I do want to kind of do is just get underneath this car, because my gosh, you know, we were looking at this earlier. This fuel tank, right, it's not the exact same one, I don't think. Actually, you know what, it might actually be the same one that we took off before, but looking at it here now, you know, doing this in the garage on the floor was a real pain. No, everything was so rusty. We struggled a lot getting that fuel tank off, just to kind of check everything over and stuff. To see where it's at right now is unreal. But yeah, the Olin suspension's all basically kind of been put in. That one I think we're waiting to put in later on. But yeah, this one's on. The front ones are done, and my brother's put in the Stanceworks air cups into it. So we can have a quick look over here. You can see just how nice it looks. So you can see the air cup lines just over here. This was a good bit of custom work by Steve to get that in. That will allow the car to lift a little when you're at like a speed bump or anything like that, just to make sure you're not messing up the underneath of the car. RB26, which has arrived. So let's just have a quick look around this. So everyone, here is my brother's RB26, and Jesus, it look good. Obviously, some of the things are not fully on just yet. This plaque, by the way, was discussing how to go about putting that on. So if we have a look, there's a few things my brother's already thought about changing. Funnily enough, there's a lot of things that need to be done to the engine after it's arrived. Really weirdly, I don't know if anyone can spot it straight away, but this is how the engine's turned up. Those are the injector holes, right? Masked up to make sure nothing gets in. Not masked up. So that was a bit of a blunder.
Oh no! No, 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 no!
There's a few bits on this that does need touching up again. There's like paint runs on the pulley, which, you know, you need this to be perfectly balanced, so that's not good. This is gonna probably be changed in the color. It does have a few holes in it, so that's gonna get replaced. This section here is gonna be changed in terms of the color and recoated, but overall, this engine, the way it looks, gosh, I just think it just looks so awesome. You know what, it hasn't been on its own four wheels in so long, and everyone's super excited to kind of get to see that. I was actually saying a little while ago that the really exciting part for me is going to be when the rear lights get put in, because they don't get put in until right at the end, basically, because they've got the seals and stuff like that, and you don't want to, it's not an easy to remove part. So it's going to be really exciting when everything's just back on this car and all the other little bits and pieces are done.
But wait, there's more.
And this is my brother's R33 with its engine in, which, as you guys can imagine, that is a big moment for us all. You know, just being able to see it all in here this is pretty awesome. So I actually missed being able to be here when the engine went in. My brother and my sister-in-law and stuff, they did turn up for it, and they got a bit of good footage. So yeah, let's have a quick look at that footage. Hey, cheese.
frame as well. Yeah, that is close. It's not crusty with the grey.
It's not like in Hollywood where, you know, you just plop it in and everything goes straight away. It takes a few attempts and stuff like that, but been able to get a bit of footage of all of that being put in. But this is the engine in its home. We've got the air filter here, the Nismo one, which hopefully you all saw the video of that previously, just going into detail about this airbox and stuff. We've got the Nismo pipes just in through here. We can see the turbos, so they're looking all nice and pretty in there. We've got pretty much all the suspension back into the car now. I think there's a few other things my brother's gonna get blacked out. You can see just how much of this engine bay just all looks clean black with a few details of silver and red here and there. So got the VCAM plaque just here, the HKS oil cap. This looks so nice just in billet or black. Got the Nismo intake plenum as well. Oh, this looks so good. And because my brother's gone for the drive-by-wire, we don't have the actual throttle mount, I guess this probably is, for the throttle linkage and stuff like that. That's all been taken off from here. So just looking at that, it's gonna look so good. This is the first time I'm seeing this car so low down in a long time, where I can actually get inside and we can briefly have a look. Just have a quick look around. Obviously that's the dashboard there, but you can see the whole interior. That is the brown, which kind of looks like a different hue at the moment on camera, as it probably is in real life. We've got the leather interior, the tan and brown leather interior. So excited. And you can also see, if I that is the Minds rear view mirror, as you guys can all see. Back at SR today. In the last video recently I put up, I did say that it's been a while since I've seen the car properly and stuff, but I'll most likely be here when it is basically ready to roll. And the car has actually been rolled out of the garage. It doesn't have its wheels on there at the moment, but Steve has basically done that. It was on these R34 stock wheels, and these are not the exact brakes that my brother's going to be having on his car. These are just some other ones, basically the same spec as the 400R. A couple of things that I wanted to point out. This is a kit that Steve is going to basically be doing. It is where your oil filter goes. They are really awkwardly on the engine block. It's like right up in between everything underneath the intake and stuff, so the stock location for it isn't the best. This is going to be a super nice location. There's a lot of people that have it up in the engine bay as well, but when it's in the engine bay, it doesn't really look as pretty, but it makes it easier to access. This being here will mean that you're right next to the sump plug, which, where is it? There it is. There, so when you lift the car up to remove everything, just that there, everything's off. Nice, simple. You don't get oil all over the engine or anything like that. Blow valves have been fitted on. My brother's gone for the Blitz one, so that's gonna give that nice noise coming through. The oil cooler will be fitted on in this corner over here. The car, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of running, it's not far away. These are really, really good little adapters that Steve has put in. These are basically jacking points for the Skylines that he does. He adds them in, so you're not basically on the body of the car anymore. You're on these pads, just like how it is on like BMWs and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, they're actually the ones off BMWs you can buy. But everything is on. There's literally only a couple of braces to go on underneath, and then that is all done. The exhaust is in place, which looks absolutely awesome. This is the Nismo one, which doesn't fit very well. If you look here, it's overhang and it's not fitting perfectly, but this side's basically the worst. You can see how it just doesn't fit right, so that's a bit disappointing, but it's all screwed in
Nice. There's a beautiful exhaust. The rear spat's been put on, and these rear spats are really iconic for us because this is kind of basically what our first GTR in the family had, and they just look beautiful. Yeah, that car meant a lot to all of us, and that was going back in 2005, I feel like saying 2005, 2006. So it's nice to see it on this car. And yeah, it's not the exact same ones obviously because that car got sold with them, but after that this car is going to basically be taken off for mapping. So if I'm not mistaken, that's tomorrow. It's going to be there for the next couple of months or so because they do also have to figure out some of the wiring looms. Funny enough, I was going to ask you to do that later, but that is amazing.
Yeah, them bulbs are pathetic.
At night time, they're fine.
That is rich. That is rich. Oh my gosh. Kind of since the last update, which was that the car was going off for mapping, I've just got my laptop out real quick, and these are some of the things that my brothers forwarded on to me to say these are the things that he wants me to speak about. There is more I could speak about with regards to the car and everything, but these are the only bits, okay? So keep that in mind. Crank pulley was rubbing against the block. Had to get a spacer installed, maybe a short nose crank on the car, and the only way to really check now is to take apart the engine and take the crank out, and that's too expensive with the extra thing to add on, so that's not getting changed for the time being. And plus, the way my brother's going to drive the car, it's not going to really drive it extremely aggressively on a regular basis. So hopefully if it is a short nose crank, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The trigger kit, now recommended to have a tooth removed to help with mapping. This is potentially because it lets the ECU know where the top dead center is, and helps with the crank rotation. He has a cam and crank trigger kit and had to remove crank pulley to get access, so that's another thing there. Seal around the oil pump was leaking and had to be replaced, and this was done at the same time the crank tooth was basically getting work done to it and stuff like that. So yeah, all removed before the pulley fitted back on. There was a small coolant leak on the back of the engine which had to get investigated. The mapping was done at JM. They did some of the wiring and stuff like that as well. Won't go into too much about that. There is still a little bit of work still to be done. My brother does have a drive-by-wire kit, and so there's a little bit of mapping work that's still needed in that sense. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. And I know with that list of things you might be thinking that's really interesting because the engine was fully rebuilt, and it was rebuilt. Again, fingers crossed everything goes well with the engine and stuff like that, but there's certain things that have happened. As you guys saw from a previous video, when the engine was dropped off, there were certain bits missing and certain bits loose, and that was definitely not how it was supposed to be. And then these extra issues and stuff like that, these were all things that should have been noticed and should have been at least slightly picked up on previously. One of those things, ideally, would have been good to have been told if you had a short nose or a long nose crank, because I think with the way my brother's build was going, if he knew that it was a short nose crank, then he would have opted to get a long nose crank most likely. And yeah, so there's still a little bit of work to get done with the engine, a little bit of fine tuning with the mapping that needs to be done and the wiring and stuff, but the bulk of that has been finished. And as you guys saw, the car does start and it does run, although it runs very rich at the time being. That's pretty much the main updates in regards to the engine and the mapping and the running of the car. So pretty much we're at a good point, right? Now that it's at Halo, there should be a little bit of light under the end of the tunnel, which is that this should pretty much be the last big drop off for anything to do with the car, apart from maybe another session with mapping that the car has anything to do with going to another place apart from Steve's, because he does have brand new headlights coming for the car, and that should be here later on this year. So this is getting pretty close to a final point, and I think the best way to put it is it's very exciting but also very surreal. It's crazy that we're coming to this point where this project is pretty much coming to an end and it's starting to become a real car again, which it hasn't really been for quite some time. So you guys have all seen the build transformation so far, and yeah, we're pretty much at the end, and I kind of want to see what does everyone think the car dynoed at the moment, and yeah, be interesting to see that in the comments down below. There's already a few videos and stuff like that on my brother's social media. Don't go cheating and checking it all out and everything. Watch it here. The little bit of sadness is the fact that it does need to go for mapping again. You join me at Rogue Motorsport and my brother's car is here and we're looking at getting it dynoed. So there's a little bit of work to get done. The drive-by-wire just needs a little bit of wiring work done to it. Then after that, it's going straight up onto the dyno. So let's go quickly have a look around the car. I am so blown away here right now. This is not only just cool in terms of the car and how it looks, but the way Steve has actually redone his shop quite a lot. I'm so blown away with the amount of progress he's made, and obviously we've known each other for so long now that it's so cool to see just how far he's come. The 33 looks crazy right now. I can't believe the amount of stages. This car's been here so many times at different points, and just how different it looks. It's pretty cool to see it back here. So the car is very close to being finished right now, so that's super cool, and it does mean that there is a bit of a tight deadline. We've got, I think, 2 weeks to get the car completely finished up. I say we, but it's actually Steve and the guys. I've just come today to drop off a few things, so the last few interior bits and pieces that my dad has basically done all the work for. And you know what, this place is Candyland. The cars in here, it's just, I'll have to show you guys around, okay? So let's go for a little bit of a walk, shall we? We've got my brother's R33 GTR over here, and I think these might be some of his little bits and pieces. There's his bonnet, and that is his beautiful green carbon fiber spoiler blade, but I don't think he's sticking it on at the moment. I think he's leaving the standard one on because it does have a bit of a a thing written there, and he doesn't want that there. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not easy to just remove. So that's one of the things. The fitment, oh my god, it's aggressive. It is slightly on the overly excessive side, but it's coming out looking amazing. The car now runs pretty well, so it's not a matter of, after the last video with the car you would have seen with it, it does need to go in for another session of mapping, so that's one of those things that it's basically booked in for. We thought it would need a little bit of a tune-up, but because the drive-by wire has been completely changed around, this now needs a completely different map. So it's had a soft limiter put in for 3000 RPM, and it's just good enough for now to get us around. Let me show you guys something really cool here though. If we have a look at the bumper, it's beautiful. Can't wait to see this actually fitted on. The color looks absolutely awesome. This is the bit that hasn't been stuck on at all that I've seen. So when we get to see the front bumper actually on the car, it's going to look amazing. We've got the, I think it's the Nismo 400R side skirts, which should look pretty awesome. And then we've got other cars like this. This is such a nice R32. Steve's just quickly showing me the engine bay, and if I just pop this open real quick, an actual S1 from Omori. This car's been in the States, brought back over, and oh, just look at it. And then we've just got, you know, another R34 just up at the top. My brother's front wing just over here for the driver's side. Another R34 and another R34 GTR. The brakes look pretty good, but they're not even the brakes that are going to be going on this car. So the new brakes are going to be fitted on, and they're going to be pretty chunky. It's just the little bits now. Just the little bits that are left to do. There's a really weird flying around right now, which is so annoying. But yeah, there's not a huge amount left to do with the car. The interior bits that are going to be going on next. I'm actually thinking of sitting inside the car. I think I should. Where it's getting unveiled is at the Players Meet or car show, and that is going to be pretty epic. That's what Steve's deadline is at the moment, so it's 2 weeks away from now, and the rush is on because you can see the car is almost there, but there's still a fair amount of work that needs to get done. The leather seats look pretty nice. And the fitment of the Alcantara, everything is all good now. My brother does have the R34 GTR steering wheel, which with the airbag will go on later on as well. So close, so unbelievably close to having it all finished. In fact, oh, there's some more bits over here. Being here with the car at the moment, this view, it basically looks like the car is finished right now, so that is super awesome to see. But we know there's still a little bits and pieces. I know there's that rear cover there that's in the car at the moment, so that's going to be brought out. We've got to basically get that fitted on. Looks like we've got some other bits here as well. So this looks like some window trim. These look like the door, side skirt attachment parts, his vents, got the brand new headlights. These are the remade ones, they're not genuine Xenon ones. My brother did actually have them, and he sold them, and he got these because, yeah, he was just like, you might as well get these instead, because it is completely brand new and it's slightly different but cleaner in certain ways. So that's one cool thing. Now I gotta obviously do my obligatory shop walk around for you guys, because, you know, I like to show you guys what Steve's up to and the whole gang here. So let's go, shall we? Yeah, we've got these R34s as mentioned earlier. Come back into the main shop. We've got the R33, another R34 there. Seeing him running off now.
I'm
Hiding, okay. This 34 crazy little project on at the moment. I think he's aiming for around 12 to 1300 brake, if I'm not mistaken. Literally drag spec. The amount of issues Steve has told me that you're gonna have with trying to fit something like this on as a street legal car, it's a bit complicated, but he's gonna have to work around it, and he'll be able to make it work. We've got what is this one? I can't remember what this one is now. Is it 33? Yeah, it is a 33. So we've got another 33 up there. This 34,
white with basically the bronze T37s.
We got no way to do it.
And you got a beautiful, beautiful Cuzzy over here. But what is really cool about what Steve's done here that I do need to talk about is all of that behind me, that mezzanine that he's built. So if I go up here right now, you're going to see just how cool of a vibe this is. When I was first walking around, I literally thought, you know what, this is the closest thing I've experienced to being in Tokyo Drift and their workshop section, right? Are you ready? You ready? Look at the view. How cool is this? He has also made this a little bit of a workshop area still. Loads of like powder coating and storage and everything, but does it get any cooler than this? The way the shop is at the moment, it's the best I've ever seen it. It just needs just a little bit of tidying up, but the layout of it and everything like that is just... There's a Lotus Carlton / Lotus Omega there. It's a left-hand drive German car, but that is super cool. It's in green as well. Oh my gosh. See what I mean? Look at the view, guys. 33, 34, 34, 33 GTR over here. Anyone who's watching this kind of content with me right now, I actually just realized I didn't take a picture for the thumbnail. So outside, have a look at the R33 that Steve is working on.
This is low boost.
So nicely. So let me show you guys actually the kind of bits and pieces that I have brought over with me, because that's kind of the actual reason why I'm here. Here is panel number 1. Got a few extra little bits and pieces like the handles over here. That looks. So that's going to be the passenger door handle. So covers. Oh wow, these have come out so nice. Got the center console just over here, so that is how I've brought this over. It fit in here very nice and snug, but it fit in. Is the glove box. So it's currently completely dismantled. We've got to put the lock mechanism back in. We've got the lovely Alcantara interior of the glove box, so it's gonna look absolutely awesome. Everyone is excited to see how this car looks once it's all come together. So right, I'm gonna take all these things in, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Many of you won't know this, but my dad back in the 1980s was working on car interiors, and what he used to focus on was purely doing the custom upholsteries that needed to be done for the unique cars. He did that for a huge span of his life and even worked on the Queen's Range Rover, got offered a job at Rolls-Royce, but he turned it all down to stay closer to home and work on cars for MG and Rover. It was a huge thing that my brother asked my dad would he be okay to redoing all of his interior, and my dad hasn't done it for a while. In fact, you will notice his fingers are a little bit beaten up with arthritis, which unfortunately was caused from the amount of hard work he used to always put into what he was doing. But my dad was someone who just wouldn't say no to this, so he put all of that aside and said, yep, sure, I'll get all my old equipment out and I'll give it a go. So even if the job might not be 100% perfect like a modern day person will do it, it doesn't matter to my brother because my dad put this all together. Considering that my dad is in his 60s and the fact that he suffers with so many health conditions and stuff like that,
it's such a privilege for my brother to have him working on the interior. I did capture a few bits and pieces of my dad getting the interior together, so I just wanted to insert this into this video so we can just go on about it all. But there'll be a full detailed breakdown video of the interior in the near future as well.
So that's him being a tight ass. Now my dad's got all this extra stress on him.
Yeah, all this extra stress because I'm not a tight ass.
Tight ass?
Yeah.
Tight ass? See, pretend.
Yeah.
Proved it!
I didn't hear what you were saying.
Wait until I feel something on there.
Ooh.
Nah, they're not.
I can make the best one when something's gone wrong. Doctor Mel.
Show him.
Yeah, Mel.
It's like
Luke thinks you're a doctor.
Dr. Amar.
I'm happy with
I
that.
once said to him, I went, why? And he went, he asked me, I suppose.
So we have got the air cups going on, so that's going to be added on soon. Steve's been marking up how to do the whole boot floor and stuff, so this mount's been made. It will be a nice little support. We've got some MDF going on, that part's going to be there, the other piece is just there. This is the amp, it's been mounted away under here, so you got the boot floor that's going to be available to just lift up. Behind here we've got an extra sub put in. It's a really nice little sub. If you look at the fitment of it, it fits in there really clean. And if we look behind here, you can see Steve's work where he's built the mounts. So if we come back over here, you can see how again it's going to be mounted up. So pretty much it should look in a way where you're not going to be able to tell what's been done. The rear passenger shelf's been put in, and there's the little adjustments for the suspension. Pretty much everything. I just thought something so cool that you could have done. I just had a really cool idea, but it's probably about what, 3 months too late. Why did you not do the seat belts in like a really dark green? That would have looked sick actually.
It's dear to get that done nowadays.
No, it's not.
Well, there's a place up the road, Simon.
And today is the day where we finally get to see the car with the front end, and man oh man, it just looks amazing. Green, the lighting in here, the way the silver has been done all around the car as well, I just think it just looks honestly, I cannot believe how beautiful this looks today. I think it's going to be a great way of showing the car before the show, so I'll probably upload this on the same day of the event. We're going to be at Players, so unfortunately if you're watching this video, the car's already there. Looks amazing. It's literally, Steve is going to be doing the grill and stuff like that, doing a few more things, so the bumper's not fully on there at the moment. And today's one of those days where a little bit of everything all happening around the car at the same time, but Unfortunately for Steve, that's all in his head that he has to figure it all out as to which bit's happening next. Yeah, so it's not fun when you have little bits of here, there and everywhere, because then it's not a clear path to follow. For once, the car is actually looking like an actual car again. And there's also been, oh wait. Oh, how would I not show this? You want to do the light show? Oh, that looks so sick. You know what the thing is with the way that flashes, it's almost like a police car.
Yeah, so
like if you did that to someone.
So when you put the headlights on, you flick between them.
Like someone would think that's police.
Yeah.
That's proper strobe. I think that selling those other ones and getting these.
Now that I've seen how this works, you can't get that with the stock. So, do you want to speak into the hat?
I don't think they can do that.
I was gonna just go and record him talking into or eating, I should say. There you go. So soon after this, we ended up calling it a night, but little did I know this wouldn't be my last visit. This is a sneak peek into another side video that will be coming out, so be sure to subscribe. But this is what I had to do. And I've got a really important parcel to drop off today, and now it requires me to drive all the way over to Boston. That is literally what I've come out to seeing. I definitely wasn't expecting to see you in here. You're so quiet. How's it going?
I'm on TeamViewer with Gene in Newcastle, while Toby's talking to him in the office, while I'm doing wiring for him.
My brother's briefed me a little bit. I'll be the middleman, sir. Start it up.
Longest cable in the world.
I know.
Start it up, mate.
It's idling. The green dials looks even cooler. I just realized that the Nismo dials will be green as well, so they're all combined really nicely together. Damn! That looks sick. I keep putting the M5's lights back on because, you know, adds a really nice glow onto the GTR. Damn, that looks insane. Slightly lumpy off an idle, but could be a lot worse right now. Could be non-running. This is the cable work that they've had to do to get the car connected up. Doesn't this feel like Japan? Ooh. That is very nice.
They just want to be black, and then you
Yeah.
handle that bolt go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Players Classic.
Is a green R33 GTR.
Whoa. Before I get into sharing with you all the show and how good it actually was, let's go back to getting the car ready and meeting up in the morning because we have to get there super early. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are en route to Goodwood. What a location. So it's one of those where we're just trying to get ourselves ready. That was nice. Yeah, this is our first show in about, I'm gonna say 4 years. There is my brother and Steve in
the trailered Range Rover. This is for sure one of those moments where you need to get here as early as you can to be able to make the most out of this. It wasn't even this busy when we drove past a little while ago. I've got the Insta360 set up at the back, and whereas it's going to be good for capturing shots, I'm very awkward about how it is to drive behind the car. Interesting coming in the Supra instead of the M5. There's definitely something different. Now, because I was technically not in the car part of the show, I had to park in the normal general car park, which meant I got to see all of these cars all lined up. I genuinely got so distracted by seeing all the cars there then that I didn't realise I was missing the entrance. Alright, so this is pretty cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Players. Now, it did take me some time to actually find everyone because the reception here is so bad. And quick note everyone, they do have free Wi-Fi if you're at Goodwood. But we spent some time looking around all of the cars here, and honestly, some of these builds are just absolutely amazing. After a little while, we headed back towards the GTR because we wanted to take the car a little bit more forward so it could actually be a little bit more in the sunlight. At the beginning, it was just a little bit too far in the shadows. Let's just say that worked pretty instantly. As soon as we brought the car out, loads of people started to turn up and asking more and more about the car and starting to appreciate the build. Do you want to have a look inside?
Is it yours?
It's my brother's. Honestly, we could have stayed standing around there all day, but we wanted to appreciate some of the other cars, so we both decided to go for a little walk around, and eventually we ended up by the track. So at the moment, just coming over to the track section here. There's some really good cars here, so let's go have a quick look around.
after watching that for a little bit, we decided to walk around again and have a look at some of the other cars. And shortly after, we noticed some of the drift cars were missing, and to our surprise, there was going to be a big display put on, so we quickly headed up to find a nice spot to watch all of that. I literally filmed all of that from my phone viewpoint and the DJI stuck up on a stick. But let's go back to looking at some more cars. This is, I think, the original D-Lock one.
Need a little hot wheel.
They're throttle bodies. They're not carbs.
There's a couple through there that are insane. 6.
Nah.
Then he decided to chop that up. So this is all BMW underneath. And then he decided to swing a beetle shell on it.
That is sick. I don't see. Now it makes sense why everyone was surrounding this earlier.
Right, if you look inside, look in the window and look up, you'll see how wide and how long it was had to make the roof. And then this is E36, so turret, shaft legs, whole floor pan and back end is E36 M3. And then it's about 600 knots.
Jeez, a 600 brake. This would boogie.
He said the
It's also got a sticker.
he said the prop shaft's about that long.
Yo, my gosh.
Cool, isn't it?
So wait, that means he's running the lines all the way over.
All the way through. If you look through inside.
Man. You know what, this thing must be crazy to drive though. Earlier on I did manage to see the Hoonigan guys, and I quickly had to grab Gary to come look at my brother's car because I know he loves GTRs.
Himself had the Green Ranger. You got the LMGT1.
These are reproduction wheels.
Oh, don't talk to me.
No.
Don't talk to me! Don't talk to me, criminal!
I got to be 19 to 10 and a half.
Why do you need 19, 10 and a half?
Because my brakes, I only have 4 mil clearance in 19.
Sir.
Between.
Come here.
So,
Come here. Come here. Can I talk to you real quick?
Of course, bro.
Zinc, not zinc, zinced. Everything I've ever wanted to do to my Skyline.
This, yeah, it doesn't match the black, so it's like.
What color is this?
Horse track green metallic.
With the hint of you see this? Bro, these are
the Valino reproduced ones, LED bulbs. LED, so it's not.
So we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to exchange. These are, I think.
Oh, that looks so sick. I think the more and more you look at this car, the more and more you start being like, okay, there's a lot of...
Oh no, once I saw this, I knew it was a done deal. I didn't need to know. Sir, this is what my car would be if I had money and a time for attention.
So 5 years ago, my restoration person took the car from me, and to the date, 5 years later, it's like this.
Sir,
so it looked,
sir, this car is phenomenal. Sir. So before Micah Diaz goes and opens his big dumb American mouth, there's a certain level of detail that goes into the Skyline. And this man has done pretty much what I wanted to do to my 33 ever since I bought it. He did this. Engine paint, re-zinc parts, Series 3 headlights, the LMGT2s, teeth. So like, if you know when you get false, you get new teeth, you're like, I want my smile to look good, but I don't want it to look too good. This is like perfect. Perfect.
Is this one of your choices?
This is my choice. I'm picking this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay. I can honestly say, I'm gonna say this with confidence. This is like what Tommy FF would approve of, but this would like respectfully. Tommy would understand. Because I'm Skyline. This is for you. That's everything.
We'll be back a little later to shoot some.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. No problem.
Good job, sir. The next one is a green R33 GTR. Way in the back.
Yeah.
Learn how to walk. Green R33 GTR. Let me know when you can stand up for yourself, right? There he is. I love you. What up, my man? Good job, sir. Let me rub this. For good, yo, I want my car to be as clean as his.
Wow, you got some work to do there.
If they let me touch them, then it's okay, right?
He's okay. He's
He ain't saying no. Damn, I'm trying to go there. RX-7, I'm good. I'm sorry. Is it you?
That's sick.
Honestly, Freddie will buy
How'd you feel
for the first shot?
Right now, how much do you want?
Before anyone leaves, we need to take a group picture with the car.
Nah, for that.
Nah, mate, we got to.
One for us. Doesn't exist without you guys.
Hey, there you go. Perfect. Oh. Yeah, you gotta send me that later.
I'll get it. Yeah. That's where it should have been all day long.
Oh, it looks right there.
Why did he park it there? Yeah.
Hey, airlift, airlift.
You need to get back to my
Steve's making it happen. Cheers. Can't believe it, guys. Not only did we win the show, but we've met so many amazing people. Such a cool day today. Wait, did you drive that from Netherlands? Excuse me, did you actually drive from the Netherlands here today?
Belgium.
Belgium? Nice. Yeah. Way. Way. Nice little flex. Bro, I love this. Everyone's been ripping into me because I haven't completed mine in 5 years, and how many you took you 2 years to do yours?
Yeah.
I've been getting so many disses today because of you. Nice video, man. But oh, that's cool. Matching pair. What an amazing day. Honestly, met so many cool people today. That's very nice, by the way.
Cheers.
It's all right.
Suits it very well.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like it almost looks like it should have been a factory color. It's such a cool little car. How does it drive with motorbike tires on?
A little go-kart.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's just 80 horsepower. So
Slow go-kart. We're done for the day. Well, actually, I'm not done for the day. I gotta go and do some filming in the Supra. But this is a wrap.
Yeah, but this is not the car which hasn't been
There we go.
She's a winner.
Can't get it off the
Yeah. This is a win for everyone, to be honest, because you think about it. Yes, it's my brother's car's first win, but it's also SR's first win.
Yeah. First car show for SR car.
First car show, and that also won. Guys, I didn't have the ability to keep vlogging and stuff like that today because, to be honest, we're all shattered. But I hope that this overview of the players, classics, a good word, has been a nice one. Honestly, the cars here have been so cool. Met some honestly amazing people here today. Can't believe I got the car to be on the Hoonigan channel. Honestly, blown away with that as well. Won an award. We won an award. And yeah, amazing. Today couldn't have gone any better for all of us. So everyone, we're gonna end the video here. Thank you, Monster, and see you guys in the future video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and leave your thoughts on what you would like to see in the future in the comments as well. Peace out. Bye. See you guys.
You got the brake. Are you sure? Yeah. There we go.
Oh. Simon had the right plan, then pushed the wheels instead. That was a game changer.
And the craziest thing is, over the years this has taken to get to this point, still more work to do. There's still more content coming out on this car, and there's going to be loads of adventures with it as well. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys are tuned in, hitting that bell notification. You know, after all of that, the car is still not finished yet, which is crazy when you think about it. But that means you guys have a reason to subscribe to the channel, because we've got more updates coming with it, more adventures with the car, and just a lot of good content. So you have to subscribe.